Congratulations to particularly the entire team, the technical staff, this brave group of players. Congratulations to senior management, the Motsepe family, and to the Yellow Nation, the supporters, because it's been a long wait. So, you know, they say good things come to those who wait, and yeah, it was worth the wait because it was filled with a lot of drama. Some good football from both teams, some moments where we were under a bit of pressure and we had to remain strong, especially in the second half. But that's because also they're a very good side, they have very good players, and they have a very good coach. The turn for them was when they changed and they went into a back three when they introduced Mashego. And then Dove played a little bit as a left center half, and they protected the half spaces a lot better, which was the spaces that we were finding in the first half. And we had no access to those spaces, and we were forced to go a little bit wider. But by going wide, we were then confronted with very aggressive pressing from the opposition, which worked very well for them. So it would not be right not to mention how well they played. Cape Town City, a worthy opponent. And that's why we had a good final. We had a good final because we had two very good teams with very good players, and even the influence of the subs assisted both sides to come into the game, but should not have gone into penalties. We missed so many chances. It was unbelievable. And yeah, we live and learn. I said earlier, it's two lessons for us, and big lessons, particularly looking at how long this season is. The first one is we have to learn that we are not a very good side without the ball. We need the ball. We live off the ball. It gives us enthusiasm. It gives us confidence. And when we do have the ball, we dominate matches, and we give ourselves an opportunity to win football matches. And then the other one is just be a bit more ruthless. You know, it's a lesson we have to take out of this game. Is convert the chances that we create, not leave the game hanging. But long season, I'm sure these lessons will come in very handy as we face a lot more very difficult moments this season.
Okay, I'll take two from the floor. New hands, okay. Let's start in case again.
That's it's been a long wait. That substitution, the prices in first half and second half doesn't have that one. Was it forced or was checked?
Well, Kutu is still struggling a little bit from the exertions of, yeah, it's not easy. He's not in the best of conditions, you know, particularly having returned from the national team duty. But he's got a slight, I'll call it a muscular problem, even though we have not really diagnosed it. It's on the lower parts of the foot, which is an area where he had his operation. And that substitution really did not help us because, yeah, we had worked a little bit very hard on the schemes on our high press with Cape Town City, and particularly because they use a player like Mokeke a little bit on the other side of the pitch. And I've spoken extensively about the role that he plays. It's not easy to deal with Cape Town City's build-up diamond. But Kutumela has a little bit of experience with regards to managing that sort of structure. And we needed his intelligence, his intensity. We lost the dynamism, we lost the intensity, and we lost the aggression that he gives us against the ball, particularly in their build-up. And then we struggled a little bit when Kemet came on because we had to work a little bit differently, and we had to press a little bit different because Kemet's strength is not 100% Kutumela's strength. And we struggled particularly in containing the movements of Mokeke and Odada when they went into the half spaces. But yeah, we settled a little bit going into extra time, and we were a little bit more aggressive. Once we tried to solve our football problems with our technique alone, because you can still solve with technique, but you need a little bit more than just technique. You need the aggression, you need the concentration. And we had that a little bit better in the second half and in the extra time. But yeah, I think we'll assess Kutumela and see whether he's, it doesn't look too severe. I saw him dancing in the change room and I asked him, I said, I thought you were injured. So it was a good sign to see him dancing and doing that celebration. Lightsaber, this one with their hands. So it was good to see him do that.
Thank you, Coach. Colleagues who are joining us from home, I know my connection seems to not. Team all like that. What does that mean through that penalty?
Yeah, the good thing is we trust our players. We trust them, and we trust Dennis Onyang. We had a little bit of a chat, him and I, before the penalty shootout, and a couple of words were spoken between him and myself, but and that stays between him and myself. But he's a beast. Dennis always comes to the rescue of the team. I mean, there was a big save even in the first half on transition, and he kept us in the game. But that's why he's one of the best on the African continent. Time and time again, he puts through for the team, and we've seen him to Dennis for a well-deserved man of the match accolade.
Okay, Karabo, please go ahead quickly before we lose connection again. Karabo? Okay, that seems to not be winning. Okay, let's go to Jabulo then. Jabulo is the best.
Well, I think a lot of credit needs to be given to the senior management of the club for the vision. I mean, a couple of seasons ago, the club was very clear that they've got to drop the average age in the squad. That gives possibilities for longevity, for sustained success. But having said that, you also cannot forget the contributions of the previous groups, because we sit in a situation where we've got to win every single match because of what we call football heritage. And football heritage starts even with the previous group and the previous group before that. This group has the possibility to win the MTNA trophy because of the previous group last season that qualified for the MTN8 by winning the title. And in that previous group, you had the contributions of Shampo, you had the contributions of Sugar, you had the contributions of Langa and many others who are unfortunately not part of this group. But to be able to lift the trophy, you needed the efforts and the contributions of the previous group. And we shouldn't forget that. When we speak about this group and the success of the MTN8, we mustn't forget the work that has been done, not just in creating a winning culture at the club, but also this heritage of inducing the pressure of winning trophies. And they've just got that responsibility to try to continue. If you now have a responsibility to leave the Sundowns jersey as a new group better than they found it. And good, they're off to a very good start. And when you look at the average age of the squad and you look at how much potential almost all of them still have, with a lot more consistency, with a good mentality and humility, they are bound to still improve. And we are very sober in our minds to know that it wasn't the best of performances, even in this tournament. It wasn't the best of performances in the final. but we saw glimpses of a very, very good side, and a side that not a lot of people will enjoy playing against if we play like that